this is Venetia Cadet from the Law Offices of Adam Brown, PC. And today we're going to be talking about an unpublished opinion, family case opinion that could be interesting for you. So the case is B.A. Jr., because most family cases they try to keep the confidentiality of the parties versus B.G. Now, what's interesting about this case, if you are new to family law, I'll just get you up to speed. But this is a final restraining order case. So typically when you're dealing with a final restraining order case, there is a two-pronged test that you have to deal with. The first one is that you have to determine something called a predicate act. So that means there is a particular type of act, like within the statute, that would satisfy the first prong. It could be harassment, it could be assault. There are a variety. In this particular case, it was a harassment that dad had against mom in this case. And the second prong is to be the court has to determine whether ordering the final restraining order, or FRO if you will, it would protect the victim from immediate harm or prevent further abuse. And typically when the court does this kind of analysis, they consider 6 factors. And that's also regulated by statute. Now in this case, this is a couple that had somewhat of an acrimonious relationship. Mom and dad, they didn't necessarily like each other. They they did mean things to each other. And so the trial court, being like any other human being, tried to reason that the FRO that dad wanted to have against mom was appropriate in order to keep the peace between the two parties. Well, the appellate division said, no, you can't do that. You have to go through the factors, and they essentially considered that the trial court's analysis was too generic, or they referred to it as a generic approach to addressing whether a final restraining order was appropriate, and therefore the court decided that that wasn't going to work, and they had to they essentially they did not affirm the trial court's holding in that regard. So what do we take away from this case? Well, first and foremost, I think that it's really important to understand that when you're dealing with a final restraining order, this is very serious. So the court has to go through the 2-step process that we talked about. First of all, taking a predicate act, and the second of all, going through the factors to determine whether an FRO is necessary in that situation. But more so, the second part of the test is very important. The court can't take shortcuts. They have to go through the analysis in order to make sure that a final restraining order is appropriate.